Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today, we got the whole crew in the building. We got the boy Jerron, we got the boy DC, we got Steven in the back running things like he normally does. What's up, guys? How y'all doing today, man?
Hey, what's going on, Fredo?
Not much, man. Just right here, another Monday. Right here, man. I'm glad to be with y'all boys today. Jerron, how about you, man? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really excited to talk about this combine. Excited to talk about a couple other news topics we got.
Yeah.
And free agency's getting here quickly. So
absolutely
it's about the fireworks.
Absolutely. Free agency will start off next week. Tampering will start next week on March 11th. And then teams can officially sign the new free agency on March 13th, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man. So, but we know, like, it's going to be like around the weekend time that what teams are going to commit to what players. You know, like your sources and all that stuff is going to be coming out, man. But I'm excited, man. So that's around the corner. But let's go around with some news around the NFL right now. Let's start off with the Raiders have no plans, man, to trade Devontae Adams this year. They're saying that he's going to be a Raider for possibly he's going to go in his third year with his new contract with his 5-year extension that he signed when he came first to the Raiders. So he's coming into his third year. DC, what are your thoughts on that, man? The Raiders going to come into Devontae Adams.
I think at some point before the season's over, he won't be there. I don't. Without a quarterback, depending on who they bring in, or if they're going to continue to go with O'Connell, I don't know if the team is going to be very good. Yeah. And at that point, you know, you're going to have to probably at the middle of the season say this is a rebuild, which they should probably been doing that from the jump. Yeah. Like, this is a rebuild, so don't be getting nobody hopes up because I kind of have an idea of the way the season's going to go. Those kind of players don't like to lose, especially at this point in their career. They want to go somewhere and win. Even though he kind of pushed himself out of Green Bay, they want to win at this stage in the career. And I'm expecting him by the time the year's over, he's going to be asking for a trade. Yeah. Now, whether he gets it or not, it has to be known. But I think something's going to happen, though. He'll be out of there before the season's over with. Yeah.
Jay, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, it's going to get contentious.
Yeah.
He probably wants to get back with Aaron Rodgers at some point. Or he can just kind of settle in and get used to being in that losing mentality. Antonio Pierce is going to do his best to get them to be a dominant team, but it don't look like they in the right path of being as good as the Chiefs. Or maybe the Chargers.
Yeah. Now with Harbaugh there.
Yeah, now that Harbaugh's there, he's going to have a tough time winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. What point? Good point right there. Jerron said about that division already being hard, and then to win in that division, it's going to be even harder. More news. Let's stay in that division, man. The Chiefs are planning to use, they did use the franchise tag on the cornerback LeVar Sneed. So he's going to be tagged up this year. So that means that he's going to get paid that premium tag price, which is $19 million. And also the franchise tag will with him is going to basically not give him a chance to test the market this year, so he's going to be stuck there. DC, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, he earned that damn money this year.
Yeah,
I mean, but like you said, franchise tag keeps him from going out and seeking other stuff. But in the meantime, like the Chiefs said, that trade is not off the table.
Yeah,
this just buys him a little time. But as far as him getting that $19 million, he was going to get it somewhere more than likely.
Yeah,
somebody was going to pay him, but you keep him on your team for another year. and try to run this thing back. Now with the salary cap going up across the board, so they probably feel like we got a little more money. We can do this now. Now we just got to get Chris Jones, and we should be fine.
Mm-hmm. Jay, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they have. It made me think of some things that I kind of want to change about the NFL. Franchise tag is one of them things to me. Like, why are we having a franchise tag if you're able to franchise tag? Shouldn't you pay them? Mm-hmm. Like, you're paying them for 1 year, but shouldn't they be good enough to get a extended contract? Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I'm like, can we do away with that? Mm-hmm. Like, it's either pay the man or let him go, test free agency. I think he deserves a contract, especially how he played. He had contributed to them being a dominant defense, a Super Bowl winning defense that carried the Chiefs throughout the season. So, to let him go seek a trade and I think you got to pay this dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And sticking with the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs also released wide receiver Marcus Valdez. So the Chiefs will save $12 million in cap, and they're going to take on $2 million of dead money. That right there. So basically, the Chiefs are like going to go heavy, maybe through free agency.
They were saving $12 million with MVS. Good Lord, no. Yeah, no, he ain't coming back for that for sure. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers might give him a call.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot for him.
But look, so his stats this year, man. So he's 29 years old. He only had 21 receiving catches for 315 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. How the hell are you going to have these numbers for Mahomes?
That goes to show how bad the Chiefs wide receiver core was.
Yeah.
And Kadarius Toney, he missed them all of the end of the year.
Yeah. And so in more news, also let's see what's going on. Oh, the Jets have gave permission to Zach Wilson to seek out a trade. Good luck for a team to. I mean, does this include a trade with the XFL or something? I don't know. DC, what are your thoughts on this?
Said that, Fredo. This is the time to make me think that NFL. Come on, y'all just need to go ahead and partner with the XFL and UFL, whatever that is. Let them be y'all minor league.
Yeah,
send them back down to the minor league and to see what happens, because this stuff is getting out of control, and a lot of these guys just ain't it when they come up, and he's gonna battle. He won't never get another contract. I don't think. I don't think he's getting. He got 2 years left, so. Whoever's going to be willing to go out there and pick him up and see what he look like in the backup role / starter role. I think this is it for him.
So Wilson's 24 years old. He's entering in his 4th year of his rookie contract. His base due salary is $100.5 million for this upcoming season. Wilson has a 5th year option worth $22 million, fully guaranteed. So Wilson, he threw for 200 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completion of 60% within 12 games that he started 11 games last year. Yeah, man. So those numbers ain't so good. Jay, what are your thoughts on this, man?
He's not going to be a story coming up. What's that cat that the Cardinals picked up
UCLA. I think he came out of
UCLA. Josh Allen?
No. Josh something like
Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
He's going to be like Josh Rosen.
They came back the next year and took Kyler Murray.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about him coming up. He can be a backup somewhere, but that's going to have to come after being cut.
Yes.
Because nobody's going to trade for anything he's got going on.
Yeah, that's some just news right there. Let me see. All right, with the Vikings, man, the Vikings release their starter. He did start most of the games. Alexander Madison. They're gonna cut him, and that would create $3.5 million of cap space right there. He's 25 years old. He only rushed for 700 yards this season. Carried the ball 180 times, and he only had want to say three touchdowns. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, Vikings released
because
him.
the Vikings went the first half of the season. They didn't even have a rushing touchdown. I remember saying that they went at least the first 9 games. They didn't even have a rushing touchdown in the first 9 games. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Jay, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Would any of y'all take him on your team?
As a backup, I would.
As a backup?
As a backup, I want to consider him the full starter right now.
No. He had a shot. At one point, him and Cam Akers were going back and forth, and Cam Akers ended up, But, I mean, he had a shot. Nobody's really he's not going to bell cow. I just hope he sticks around the league.
Yeah, he's only 25.
You move on from Dalvin Cook just to see what this kid's got, and you find out he has nothing.
Yep. And also, let's go on to another team. The Eagles released safety Kevin Byard. So the Eagles will save $13 million in cap room, and they go take on only $700,000 with dead money. The Eagles acquired Byard from the Titans in October in exchange for 2024 5th round and 6th round. And then, so DC, what are your thoughts on this, man?
He'll be back on the market. He'll probably catch hold with some pretty decent team just to fill a safety spot. But as far as his days of making the big money, that it's done.
Yeah,
he'll find a job somewhere.
Yeah, he's 30 years old. Jay?
It's weird because there was a bunch of hullabaloo when he got signed, and it never transferred to the field. He was part of the collapse of that defense. He was supposed to come in, and I think he made a few plays, but he was nothing like Tennessee days where he was feared. Maybe he can go somewhere and be in a rotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a good spot may be the Texans.
Yeah.
If Petrie goes down, you got Byard as a backup. Cowboys maybe. I don't know if he fits the scheme, but it's tough seeing people get old and not washed up.
Yeah.
He may end up in maybe Seattle if Jamal Adams don't come back.
Yeah.
Seattle may take a look at him.
Yeah, that's another one. And also, man, let's go to another team right here. Let's go to the Patriots. They also released C.J. Jackson. This dude right here, about was it 2-3 years ago, received a big contract from the Chargers.
I don't even know if it was that long ago.
Exactly.
I don't know if it was that long ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? I knew we talked about it right here in the podcast, and the podcast has been running almost for 2 years already. And so I remember we were talking about this, and we thought this was going to make a big deal over there with the Chargers, but it didn't pan out. And so before he went to the Chargers, he was with the Patriots. And then he went to the Chargers over there, got the nice contract and everything. They released him, and they took on that contract of his, and then the Patriots picked him up again, and now he's been released from the Patriots. DC, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Somebody made a mistake. I don't know. The Patriots are known for that. Selling you some fool's gold. They look good with them.
Yeah.
And that don't mean they're bad players, but when Belichick's scheme just makes those guys look good, and then when they get on your team, they look nothing like that.
Yeah.
And they've done this before with cornerbacks. It ain't the first time. So you got to be careful when Belichick was there as far as trying to take players from him because your scheme ain't like his. So that's a whole other issue.
Jay?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm interested to see how the new look Patriots are gonna be. Are they gonna get rid of all their old parts?
Yeah.
There's some players who fit with Belichick, like you were saying, DC, and maybe they're gonna break it all apart, start over, and let everybody do their own thing and get out of the shadow of Bill Belichick.
That's the best thing for them, Jay, just to break it all the way down to starting with the draft this year.
Yeah.
Get out of that 3 spot.
Yep.
You collect all the picks you can for that 3 spot and move back because there's no reason for you to bring in a young quarterback now. You have nothing to protect him. You would get him beat down his first year. So Just keep trading back and collect all the assets you can get, man.
Yeah.
Make sure you fix that offensive line, defensive line, and then you can think about getting you a quarterback. But
Yeah,
if you bring one
yeah.
in right now, it's going to be a wrap for him.
Yeah.
Because you have no receivers, no
No.
tight ends. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
keep running Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi out there until you can get that offense or defensive line, whatever, squared away.
Yeah. For sure, you want to start off with the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And some other news, man, from the Giants. Their tight end, Darren Waller, has considering retirement. Who wouldn't consider retirement from the Giants? I know I would. But yeah, he's considered to retire this upcoming season. It's not for sure yet. I'm pretty sure this is coming out from his agent. He said he hasn't made a fully decision yet, but he's entering his first year of his $3 million 3-year deal with $51 million contract that he signed last year with the Raiders. And so yeah, he's considering that. DC, what you thoughts on that, man?
I don't know.
He's 31 years
away
old.
From that kind of money, I don't know what the problem with him is. You shouldn't have took the money if you don't want to be there. So I don't think he walks away. Not with $51 million like that. So, but like you say, the quarterback situation, and they don't know what they're going to do with Saquon, and nobody really knows what's about to happen in the New York Giants organization. So maybe the unstable part of it makes him want to walk away from it.
Yeah.
But he hadn't always been the best character guy himself. So two things can be right. So, but I don't know. I don't think he walks away though, Fredo.
Yeah. Jay, what your thoughts on that, man?
That's one of them. It's one of them off-season things where people just ponder what it'd be like. He had another injury marred season. Probably doesn't feel great right now. Got ballers in the air of how he's gonna be going forward. Like he's probably just slight depression. Looking forward to the season. I think he's gonna be back. But you know what they say, when you start thinking about retiring, you pretty much retired already.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it'll be soon. He's gonna play out this last contract and he'll probably hang it up.
Yeah. And now for some breaking news, man. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Mike Evans had agreed to a 2-year extension worth $52 million. Out of that $52 million, $35 million is guaranteed. DC, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I guess I don't know why did it get done last year. Why now? Why couldn't they done this when they were going back and forth before the season? So still head scratching. But like I said earlier, maybe they seen this crop of receivers that's about to come out, and other teams are going to be like, I can't spend $25 million when I can take a chance at this other young kid coming out for way less than that.
Yeah.
So I think that probably had a little something to do. You watch the combine, then the next morning, all of a sudden, this guy, he's got a $52 million deal. So, but that would have been a lot of money based on the age and how much time you figure he's got left. And that's about as many years you probably wanted to give him for whoever signed him, 2 years. But it's a lot of money. And I guess they got to spend, since they won't be probably spending big on a quarterback no time soon. So with the cap going up, that helps them out.
Yeah. Jay?
Oh yeah, part of it is the cap. Everybody's going to get a raise. We're going to see free agents everywhere, just getting kind of ridiculous contracts. And then the extensions, when Justin Jefferson gets paid, it's going to be ridiculous. When these quarterbacks come up again, it's going to be ridiculous. They just added $30 million to cap. So in inflation terms, kind of take a percentage out of that, and that's what it would have been beforehand. But we talked about off mic, all the top 4 highest paid receivers: Tyreek Hill's 30, Devontae Adams 31, Cooper Kupp is 30, Mike Evans is 30. So if you get an established receiver, they're gonna cost money.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point where you don't have to be good at drafting.
Yes.
Like, if Tampa Bay was a little bit better at maybe getting another receiver in, yes, they love Mike Evans, but buy Mike Evans. You know, like they need him is the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a thank you for what you did. Have fun in retirement.
Yeah.
We give you like a little severance package. This is like we need your 1,000. We need your 1,000 yards just to function in the NFC South.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we talked about her off mic. I think is deserving because, like I said, Cooper Kupp. Nobody really would fight Cooper, Devontae Adams, or Tyreek on their contract.
Yeah.
So give him his money too. So
yeah, and it's also a good thing to see that he's going to be a Buccaneer for life. You know, like that's rare nowadays. You know, you see that one player stick with that franchise for a long time like that. But that's good news for him, man. Waters are right there. I'm pretty sure Buccaneers fans are excited that he's going to stay because we know a lot of teams had interest to see what's up with him. You know, get some deals going, man. But also, you know, like DC said off cameras, man, he's surprised that he didn't test the free agent market as well.
Yeah, but like all those receivers you just named, from Adams down to Tyreek Hill, those guys making $30 million a year. This deal is going to look cheap by this time next year. Mike Evans deal going to look cheap because you're going to have CeeDee Lamb getting paid. Yeah. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Ain't none of them getting less than 30.
Nope.
Not neither one of them getting less than 30, man.
Nope.
So this is going to look like a cheap deal this time next year once these guys reset the market. I think that's what JJ waiting on. He want to see, I guess, Lamb or Chase get theirs first so he can say, hey, I got to get more than them.
Yeah.
And
I have to get more.
And they're looking at him.
Yep.
Because they either going to get a little bit more or they're going to get close. Whatever he gets, he's the big dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. You're right, Fred.
Yeah, I think that's what they're waiting on, man. So domino's going to fall at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, gentlemen. I want to say that's it for the news out around the NFL that I got. Now, unless if y'all got something else.
I saw a couple things. The NFL is testing the chips in the ball to its optical tracking device for line to game. So they're testing it out. They actually tested it out last year in Vegas. They tested it out in Vegas and in where's it? I think Kansas City also. So they're trying to get rid of the chain gang.
Yes. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about them going to the chip in the ball kind of thing? Imagine there's no old men on there spotting it. You lose kind of the pageantry of the game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody loves when it's close.
Yeah.
You bring in the chain and that you do the, is it here? Or yeah, exactly. But how do y'all feel about them going to the optical tracking to spot the ball now?
Man, you know what? All right, so you saying that they've done it already with the Raiders and the Chiefs?
Yes, they for sure they did it with the Raiders.
You know, like maybe I would like to see it a little bit more, like in live game. Maybe they should try it out with the XFL. See how that works first, you know, before you bring it up like that. It just, man, like I'm not trying to sound like an old person, really, man, but I like the whole, like we just said right now, when you got these guys going in there and bringing in a chain, the refs are like this or they're like this, or, you know, like I like that aspect of the game, you know, and just keep it as is, in my opinion. But if it does help improve the game, I'm not against it, man. But first, I want to see if it really works, you know. DC,
I would like to see it for the size of the chip, and because it's a football, people land on it. You know, technology can malfunction, and you don't want that on the biggest stage. All of a sudden, it's not working. What would we do? What do we do then?
Yeah,
then you got a major problem. But like I said, I like the chain gang, man.
Yeah,
it's a part of the game. There's no reason to get rid of them. I wouldn't mind using the chip just for the pylon, you know, that thing like that. But You can still use the chip and the chain game.
Yeah.
There's still a way to do that.
And you know, and there's little those sayings, and you got to move the chains. And so what you do now, we got to move the chips. Yeah, you got to move the chips now.
Yeah, I mean, where would they be located? I mean, where would they be located on the sidelines for it's just a first down? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would they have on the sidelines to say this is the line to make it to a first down? Once the ball touches this, then you still have to have something up and down the
something
sideline.
so the players can see.
So I don't think they lose the chain game. I don't think that'd be smart at all.
Yeah. Jay, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I like the what DC said. I like the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So for breaking the play in the end zone to be perfect, because those are to me are the ones where, it's like y'all got to get this right.
Yeah.
I know there's a whole bunch of bodies, but this is it's the fourth quarter of the game. This is to win the game, and we don't know if it broke the play in the end zone or not. Those are fine. Like you also said, there's a chain gang, and there's a guy who has the down markers.
Yes. Yeah.
So when it's 3rd and 5, he goes to 5 yards in between the chain gang.
Yeah.
So how's he gonna know where to?
He goes wherever the ball goes.
Right. So the ball is here. Yeah, I just think it's gonna be a different game in a lot of aspects, but as long as they get it right, we'll see. But most likely they're gonna go to something else. And everybody's like, if you look at soccer, they got VAR. Tennis has that little where did the ball land? Was the ball in or out? So eventually the NFL was going to try something.
Yeah.
This goes back to what I said earlier. Just buy the XFL, man. Let that be just where you try out everything. Just go ahead and do it that route. Yeah. So by the time it does get up there, you've done at least 4 or 5 years to make sure there's all the kinks have been worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jerome, you got anything else, man?
Yeah. Also, the annual NFLPA rankings of the franchises has been released. So the top 5 of this year are the Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Those are the top 5?
Those are the top 5. But I do want to come and break down our team. So out of our teams, Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans, and the Dallas Cowboys, who do you think ranks highest in the NFLPA? Take a guess. Out of our team.
Okay, so if I had to rank it myself, I would say Cowboys first, Texans second, Tennessee last.
I'd probably go Texans, Cowboys, Titans.
And you are correct. Yeah. It is the Texans who are 12th out of, 7th.
Oh, wow.
7th out of 32 teams. The highlights for the Texans, the food, A-. Nutritionist is A-. Ownership, B+. Head coach, A-. Travel, B-. Treatment of families, which is a big thing. Like that's had all the internet buzzing when they saw some of these grades for the treatment of families. B+ for treatments of families.
So treatments of families, that's where you can like bring your family to the facilities and and
game day experience for your families, buying tickets for them, all that kind of stuff. Right. Training room is a B+. So next up is the Dallas Cowboys for our group. They're 12th out of 32. Treatment of families, A-. Their training room and training staff were below par. Training room is a C-, and the training staff is a D+. And to be honest, I do the tour a lot, and I have to say the training room is subpar. Like when you actually go and you're like, well, this is the training room. It doesn't look.
If you had to compare it,
great.
Like, is it like better than the high school one?
Yeah. Better than high school. Yeah. I'm sure Alabama's is better.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
Ohio
LSU.
State might have a better train. Like when you actually go and take the tour of the Star, and it's a big glass training room, and it's like it doesn't look anything. It looks like a really nice Gold's gym.
Oh,
You know, it's not as big. It's not as big as I thought it would be. It's kind of compact. Like everything's kind of scrunched in there, and the training staff. I know that might be a couple people's jobs, but their training staff doesn't look great. Like people who are actually working with the players. Like not the strength coaches is fine. It's like the assistants and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And also I was surprised that team travel got a C- for the Cowboys. Head coach got an A.
How's that possible?
Head coach got an A, and ownership got a B. The locker room got an A because the locker room is nice. I'll give them that. They should have split some of the money and put that into the training. But the locker room is an A, which is ranked at second out of 32 teams.
Yeah.
But the low light for the Cowboys is the training staff, which I agree with. And then for the Titans, they're ranked 18th out of 32 teams.
Okay.
Kraft, treatment of families is a D plus.
Jesus.
I would like to see like the breakdown of what the players are saying.
Right.
But basically, like we said, this is how.
Less stress, game day, you got less stress. Like, all right, yeah.
Right.
It's
so you're thinking about your family in the stands,
yeah.
Right.
which takes away from you on the field. Like you said, that's a good point.
Yeah.
The locker room is a C plus, training room is a C plus, but the team travel is 30th in the league at the F. Man, they're gonna have to do.
I wonder what that consists of, because I know they all got their own planes. Every team got their own plane.
So,
but what else is involved in it? They got the seats are first class seats for these guys, and what else is involved?
So what I heard, I heard that the staff from the Titans sit in first class, and the players sit all the way in the economic seats. Those economy seats.
I'm sure that's
and so they got a problem because I know that when they travel, your star players sit in first class, and then and then it goes off for rankings, but staff sit all the way in the back. And I guess the Titans, they want their staff that's not football players in first class.
Yeah, but I figure every team would have their own 737 just for the team. And it would be built a little different than the regular ones. Based on the size of the players that's in there. So I'd like to dig a little deeper into see what they actually. I don't know if maybe it's the in-flight food. I don't know. But I'd like to know some more details about these, what they're actually looking at.
It's crazy because the 31st ranked team out of for the NFLPA rankings is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I saw that
just
too.
won the Super Bowl, and
Back to back.
And the Chiefs are treatment of families is a D plus. The food is a C. Nutritionist is a F. Locker room F. Training room D. Training staff F. Weight room C plus. Team travel is a D. Head coach is an A plus.
Yeah,
that's the only reason they're not last is because of Andy Reid. Ownership F minus.
Oh my God!
They just went back to back, and they're saying their ownership is the worst owners in the league.
Is the ones that win championships.
That's crazy. So you see how much Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are keeping them afloat. Because without them two, they would be the Commanders.
Yeah. Jesus.
Man, that's so crazy, man. It's like you can't say that you're not bringing in money and you're not taking care of your facility, your team. I don't get it, man. For example, I'm surprised that the Cowboys are not number one.
Yeah.
Because that team, good or bad,
how much money they making?
They're making much money. But that being said, who's number one, Jay?
Oh, number one, Miami.
Wow.
Miami Dolphins, number one.
I would think like the Rams, their stuff would be
brand new,
fairly new stadium. Like the Raiders,
but the Chargers as well. They share the
right. Yeah, I expect theirs to be top notch because it's brand new.
So who's the bottom 5?
Oh, I got to go back and do some research. I could pull it up.
I think the Commanders were somewhere in there.
The Commanders are the worst.
Yeah, man.
So the Commanders are the absolute worst.
And because I know the FedEx is pulling their name from the stadium rights.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
But I heard the story with the Chiefs is that the owner promised them a brand new locker room. And when they came back, all they had was like new chairs or whatever. And, his excuse was, you guys play too long. We can't get into the locker room to get it done before the next season because you're going so deep into the playoffs.
That's a cop-out.
That's what his excuse was. The team
so stop losing.
Hey, you're going too deep in the playoffs, so we can't get it done before the next football season. We can't get it remodeled.
So I'm seeing like the Patriots are down there, the Chiefs, Commanders, the Chargers are down there.
How is that possible?
Arizona's 27th. Let me. Who is
that's I know the Texans has just had their locker room done about a year or two ago. And it looks nice now, man. It looks like one of them college locker rooms, like the big school
See
ones.
how high in that nutrition area?
Yeah.
You know, Deshaun Watson gave out them cafeteria that money, man. They've been on it ever since.
That's exactly what it is, man.
Trendsetter.
The crazy part is the Dolphins get A's in every category.
It's just within Miami, I guess. Everybody's happy in Miami.
Ownership is an A+. I've never heard Stephen Ross, the owner, that high.
No.
Nobody ever talks about
He's
him.
the one told Brian Flores to lose games, and that's why they got blackballed.
Yeah. So, again, this is from the players. Evidently, they don't care about that.
Wow.
Team travel A, strength A. Man, it's like, it's impressive. I don't know what they're doing in Miami. You know they got to do some tricks in Miami to make their players happy. So I don't know.
Because Jerron, you were with me in training camp this season, man, and Miami came into town, and didn't look nothing spectacular out there in the field that Miami staff, training staff, was doing different from the Texans. It's crazy. Yeah.
And some of these votes, maybe a team came from the Cowboys and went to the Chiefs and be like, man, y'all locker rooms are terrible compared to what I just left.
Yeah.
So
that's probably...
if you just left the team with all this nice stuff and now you're over like, I got to step y'all game up.
Yeah.
Besides everybody going to the Commanders, everybody's like, oh, this is trash. This is terrible. Only thing else I got before we talk about the Combine is, did we talk about Tyron Smith?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah. Tyron Smith, longtime staple of the Dallas Cowboys. It hurts.
Yeah.
He's been there since 2011, the J.J. Watt draft. They could have got J.J. Watt. They chose Tyron Smith. Yeah. And I'm still cool with that decision just because of how important he was to the team.
Foundation on an O-line.
Yeah. When the Cowboys had the greatest line in the league, he was the number one. So he's most likely going to move away from the team, and good luck to him. But yeah, that's tough to see that.
Yeah. To me, I want to say it's a good thing. It's time to move on, man. These past couple of seasons, man, he's been dealing with a bunch of injuries,
That's
man.
true.
He hasn't been consistent for at least 3-4 years now. But I think it's time for the Cowboys to move on. But now this puts a question. Now, are they going to draft a O-lineman now in the first round? Now that you're losing your left tackle, basically. And so, it's going to change a lot because the Cowboys are in a bunch of need of different positions out there. But I think O-line now is going to be number one now. DC, what are your thoughts, man?
Because in the pecking order of just individual positions on the team, the left tackle is in the top 5.
Yep.
Just overall in the team, just the ranking, just the left tackle.
I mean, behind your quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. And your defensive end, left tackle is right there in the top 5 is what you need to have as far as a staple. So I'm guessing they're going to try to where they're drafting at, they may be able to find one.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough. But
Yeah.
no matter the thing about this draft, you still have to have people to coach them up.
Yep.
I don't care how much talent you see on that film. It's only going to get you so far when you get to the NFL. And if you ain't got the right coaches around to adjust their techniques to the speed of the game and the size of the players, I mean, sometimes it don't work. It's why we see a lot of guys with their bust, but sometimes it's coaching. A lot of times,
exactly.
These guys why they fall behind. It's just coaching, and that's why you see other guys that succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they got coaches. They're like, where'd that guy come from? Like the Chiefs, they got all these young guys in secondary playing hell of a football, but evidently they got somebody that's coaching them up back there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to get them physically and mentally ready. The aspects of this game transition, because it's different from college to pros. We know that the speed's much quicker and the physicality is much heavier, man. So yeah, absolutely great point right there, DC. It has to do more with the coaching now. Jerron, how you feel, man? About Tyron Smith?
As long as he goes to the right situation. We talked about DC had a good point. The Tennessee Titans are in the need of more tackle help. I would love for him to go to the Tennessee Titans or the Chiefs, somewhere he can be a complete positive and get a step closer to getting to a Super Bowl, especially with the Chiefs. But with the Titans, he would be like
in a real blood process.
Yeah,
but he would free up. If the Titans, I would love that 2 or 3 year deal. He would free up other stuff for us.
Yeah,
we put him there. We could go ahead and draft a receiver at 9 or whatever, 7, and then come back and draft another position instead of having to spend that on the tackle. So I would love that. I'm telling Jay off the mic a while ago. I would love for him to come to Tennessee. We'll sign him on it. We got the money.
Yeah,
one of the top 3 as far as cash with the salary cap. I would love to see him. I would love to have him in Tennessee.
Yeah, most definitely.
Jay, you got anything more, man?
Yeah. So this is where the offseason starts getting like exciting to me. We're seeing players in skimpy outfits running on the field. We're seeing evaluations going on. It's introducing you to the new crop of talent that's coming into the league. So got some combine highlights and some lowlights from the combine. First lowlight is all the quarterbacks opted out of running except one, Sam Hartman. So it was funny watching him. Like, I've never seen this before. People around the league have never seen it before. The only quarterback who ran, and he did his first run, and everybody just sat around and waited for him to catch his breath. Like, it was just like dead space.
Yeah.
We all just looking at one dude just waiting for him to run a second 40. And then for the receivers, this is the fastest group of receivers ever at the combine. The average is a 4.44.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Like most of the years, it's a 4.56, or there's some years where you got to 4.52, but 4.44 is the average wide receiver speed is ridiculous. Like, these cats are coming out blazing. Of course, we had the new king of the hill, Xavier Worthy, 4.21, which is flying. Like,
so he broke the record.
He broke the record. 4.21 is like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That faster than Tyreek Hill type stuff. Only thing is, I'm gonna have to rewatch him because I don't see. I see the speed, but I don't see any reason why he would be a number 1 first round receiver.
No, I would Worthy. I would expect about 3rd round grade on him. He's a tank there. He's really, really small. He can separate, but he's really, really small. So I wouldn't expect him to go in the 1st round. I don't think he garners that. But remember, we talk about separation.
Yeah,
he can separate.
Yeah, he can separate.
But he's just really small.
And his hands aren't that
Right.
special either.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere where he tested out as the 11th smallest body mass index receiver ever.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
not
like
Yeah, he's small.
he's
Yeah.
itty bitty.
Yeah.
They compared him to Deshaun Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Jackson on the list was like 50, around the 50s in body mass index compared to the smallest.
Yeah.
Sure, Devontae Smith will probably be somewhere around there too.
Mm.
He's
He's
somewhere,
small.
but he's tall enough,
Right.
you know. Tank Dell was on that list too, but you know, Tank Dell had a hell of a season until he got hurt, which
Yeah.
is why
Because
everybody.
he was carrying the damn ball.
Well, he was blocking.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
He was
was
blocking.
blocking.
Yeah. It was a run play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I got a list of. It was exciting to watch because I learned about a whole lot of cats, and then I learned I have to go back and rewatch some cats
Yeah.
because either they went crazy or they underwhelmed. Most of them went crazy. I gotta rewatch all the running backs.
yeah.
These running backs are total mysteries to me at this point.
Yes.
I'm looking for the next Josh Jacobs kind of running back, and I haven't seen it. But when you see their testing is crazy. Like there's one you got Trey Benson.
Mm-hmm.
He ran a 4.39 40, broad jump 122. They compared him to DeMarco Murray. You had a dude named Jalen Wright.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah.
He really intrigued me because if the comp stands up, they comped him to Brees Hall.
Yeah,
With his
he's probably
workout.
gonna be the first back to go.
That's that sounds good.
Even though the kid from Texas that didn't work out because of the torn ACL,
Yeah.
Brooks,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was
Jonathan
rated
Brooks.
number 1, but they say this guy's gonna probably be the first one off the board.
I like Jonathan Brooks. a
Yeah,
lot.
he's gonna mess around and be a steal for somebody.
And for the running backs, this dude named Isaac Garendo, he was a 90% athlete. And of course Jalen, like we just talked about, Jalen Wright. Got to go back and watch all these cats. Who else did I see? Adonai Mitchell. Kraft, you know how much you
He's
know
from-
about
he
him.
went to Georgia,
Yeah.
transferred to Texas. Big guy. I think I want to say he's like 6'3", can go.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they call him AD Mitchell. So yeah, he's gonna be a guy that makes some cash in the NFL one day.
Yeah.
So with his workout, he ran a 4.35,
Mm-hmm.
1.52 split. He had a 39.5-inch vertical
Freak, man.
and an 11-foot 4-inch broad jump. So there's a metric I like.
Kansas City Chiefs.
You think
Shit.
there's a metric I like. That's the RAS, which is the relative athletic score.
Mhm.
He is the 11th out of 363 receivers since 1987 in this ranking. 11 out of that's crazy. I gotta go back and watch because to me he's a watered down CeeDee Lamb, but he tested out the gates like Julio Jones. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch him because I don't think he's that great, but I need to go back and watch him.
He was pretty good, but he just overshadowed by the tight end Sanders, I think,
Mm-hmm.
in Texas. But AD,
Both of them. Who else I got? Brandon Fisk, the DT from FSU, got to rewatch him. Xavier Legette from South Carolina. I talked about the running backs, and then some dudes that I loved. What they did, Lad McConkey. We talked about him. See, that's the one I want to go to the Chiefs. That would be nice. Brian Murphy, DT from Texas. Edgerrin Cooper, that linebacker from Texas A&M. Roma Dunze, he showed out. He had a crazy workout. And then who else?
What about Thomas? the receiver. He was like number 3 as far as the 40, I think. The top receiver from LSU.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another one I need to talk
Mm-hmm.
because it's weird watching him when he's next to Neighbors.
Yeah.
Because it don't seem something's like Neighbors is such a freak that it's like you watch his highlights and you're like, oh man, this dude third rounder.
Yeah.
Because you see, it'll be 3rd and 35, and Jalen Daniels is like, where's Neighbors at?
Yeah.
But this dude's just running wind sprints. So I have to watch him. A lot of people are saying he could go to the Texans. He's a candidate to join the Texans wide receiver core, but I don't know. He's fast as hell.
Yeah.
He ran a 4.33, but I just didn't see it in the gameplay. That's another reason why I got to go back and just hunker down and watch these cats.
Okay.
But I think that's pretty much all. Who else did I end up?
On the quarterback side, it says Michael Penix had a pretty good workout.
Yeah.
He's going to be a guy that move up. And a lot of people still talking this J.J. McCarthy stuff. So we're going to find out how real it is.
I'm actually starting to like J.J. McCarthy. He could be the surprise of this class because I'm not going to say he is Tom Brady, but Tom Brady had the same kind of profile coming out where he didn't have to do much and he made all the NFL throws. That's what J.J. McCarthy does. He makes the NFL throws. He just doesn't have the upside of Jalen Daniels, Drake May, or Caleb. So, but I'm starting to like him. I think he's the 4th quarterback.
And the top 5 pick.
As a top 5 pick, no. We're not. I
can see the Patriots pick him up.
But that's the move back.
Right. You got to move back.
When you move back, all right, I'm fine. If you pick them
I'm
up,
sorry, not the Patriots, the Raiders. Yeah,
actually,
they had 11 or 13,
13.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I consider that would be a good pick for them. Actually, maybe you keep Devontae Adams interested.
Antonio Pierce wanted Jalen Daniels because he played with him at Arizona State. That's what Jalen Daniels started at. On Herm Edwards' staff, he had Antonio Pierce. And he was 180 pounds at Arizona State. Then he transferred to LSU. And that's why he got a connection already with Antonio Pierce, and Pierce wants him. But I don't think they're going to be in a position to get him at 13. They got to move the whole team to bring him in.
I can't see that.
No, that's too much.
Maybe they package up Devontae to get him. That's the only way I can see him doing that. But yeah, it's some intriguing names. I can't wait to really dive into the tape and watch a lot of these cats what they did this year.
Yeah. And now on to the pro days.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, is pretty watered down. But even at combine, if you have a bad combine or a bad pro day, man, that's not a good look at all. Because there's no defense.
Yeah.
You just throw it to a wide open guy in shorts. So for them, some of these guys not to have a good combine, it's not a really good look for them, man.
Yeah, so we talked about it. Malik Neighbors did nothing. Jalen Daniels did nothing. Caleb Williams didn't even do medicals. He has no. We talked about it before. He has no agent.
No,
he's just doing it all freestyle. Drake May didn't do anything, but he was there. It's.
Would you feel funny if the Bears took Jalen Daniels over Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick?
Yes.
Do you feel?
I would definitely feel it's just too much. It's too much upside at Caleb, and Jalen Daniels is too much like Justin Fields. Like Jalen Daniels, he's got some up and down to his game. I think he's a better passer than Fields, but they're gonna run the same offense. Yeah. Now with Caleb Williams, it's a total different thing. Now you're gonna run. You can maybe transition to a West Coast, do everything offense. or hell, just take the Andy Reid playbook and put it in Chicago, and he can do those things. So
Yeah, I was asking because this morning I heard the comparison. They compared Caleb Williams to Justin Fields. We're taking 80 sacks and 36 interceptions. They say 30-something fumbles. They say he can get a little loose with the ball.
He can get loose with the ball, yeah.
And I think Chicago's gonna mess it up. Even no matter what they do, they should have fired the head coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought they were gonna do that and bring Lincoln Riley in, and then just bring Caleb Williams over there.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. So now you got a head coach that's on the hot seat. Caleb Williams, you take a snap.
Yeah.
Your head coach is gonna be on the hot seat from the jump. So if he gets fired halfway through the year, here we go again.
Yep.
Here we go again, man. He'll have a new head coach, OC, the following year. So the Bears should have cleaned house. They should not have let the head coach. They got rid of the whole offensive staff. The head coach got to go too. You know?
Yeah. He won a couple games, but
Yeah, he got to go.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't wait to see how Chicago plays out the whole draft scenario and how they deal with them picks and see who they keep or who they're going to trade or what they're going to get for it. Man, I just can't wait, man. But like for some reason, man, like I don't know why, I just have a feeling that some way, somehow they're gonna f that up, man.
Yeah.
You know, some way they're gonna mess that up and blow that up. Gentlemen, anything else before we go on to the Shields mock draft?
What do you guys think is going to be the biggest move as far as this offseason? As far as free agency and guys getting moved around, is there any position, any particular thing that you're waiting on to happen? Like for me, it's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Whenever that domino falls, I want to see how that's going to trickle down.
Yeah.
Whether he goes to Atlanta, back to Minnesota, Pittsburgh, wherever he goes, I want to see how everything else is going to fall into place. Yeah. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Because if he goes to Atlanta, then Minnesota must move up in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You have no choice. You can't sit there without a quarterback and you got Justin Jefferson contract looming in the background. So that's going. If he don't go back to Minnesota, it's going to be real interesting, man. Yeah. It really is.
So that's a great point because I think that Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback for a free agency coming out right now. Behind him, which other quarterback is there?
Yeah, that's it.
Really, that's it. So, that is a big improvement, whichever team picks him up or he stays with the Vikings. But besides the quarterback, then you got wide receivers. You got which wide receiver? Well, Mike Evans was the top one, but now he signed with his current team. And then after him, you have
T. Higgins got tagged.
Higgins got tagged.
Michael Pittman.
Yeah, so Michael Pittman is not going to get re-signed by the Colts because the Colts got the number 15th pick, something like that, and I think they're going to get somebody, a receiver within the first round. And
I think they should sign him.
Yeah.
He'll be good for the quarterback. And he shouldn't be asking for that much money, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
It should be doable. Like they with the salary cap going up, even at 15, I think they may go defense. Yeah. The Colts.
Because right now, they're projected to get a wide receiver on with that 15 pick right now. The way it's looking. Okay. But man, you know what? I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind Pittman coming to Houston, man. Yeah. And that him and Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Shit, that'd be going right there. But overall, man, all right, and then from there you got your running backs. Your top running back is Saquon Barkley. Then you got Derrick Henry, and then you got Josh Jacobs. Those are your top three running backs.
You got Eckler.
Oh, Eckler as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And Pollard.
Yeah. So I see those right there. Making a big changes on the franchises wherever they go because that could reset the whole market. Because we just talked about it, the running backs out of the draft this year is not going to look good. Yeah. So the prices of the running backs this year might go up a little bit more. So we'll see. We're gonna see what's going to happen out there, man.
I don't think nobody gets 10 or 12 like that unless it's Saquon. I would think out of all those guys. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna get the double digits. Yeah. As far as annually, maybe Saquon. Yeah. I don't see nobody else getting that, man, and it's sad because. I guess they got to land somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. But it does help that this year's running back class is not that great. So, You know, like
But see, these guys probably want to go to teams that compete.
yeah,
I mean, they don't want to go to Carolina.
no,
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying?
yeah, absolutely.
So in a team that's going to be competitive, they're not going to want to spend that on that running back position more than likely.
Yeah.
So they're just rocking the hard spot.
Yeah,
Yeah. For me, I think the number one story is the salary cap going up. Who is actually going to go all in?
Mm-hmm.
Like with this boost in money, there's some like a lot of teams have a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
Like are the Texans? Y'all just won 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
With all that money, is this an all in? Is this time to start Saquon?
yeah,
You may want 10. You may have 10 from somebody else. We might give you 11, 12. We can outspend everybody.
Yeah.
So Saquon, come back here. Any free agent DTs,
Yeah.
we got the dough.
yeah. I also wonder as well if the Texans going to move up on the draft, man. Because we know that Nick Casario is pretty aggressive when it comes to the draft, and especially like the early rounds. He normally likes to sell his late rounds, and we're gonna see how he's gonna do that maneuver if he does maneuver within the first night of the draft. But to be honest with you, man, I would love the Texans to go all in and put everything they got to help CJ with the offense through free agency. But with the defense, I would love for them to attack the defense through the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, Texans are a good candidate because with the success they had, they put them on the clock now.
Yeah.
They in win now,
Yeah, they are.
knowing that you got to get this with that rookie quarterback on the Stroud.
Yep.
So that they should be in the go for it mode right
Yeah,
now.
they should.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to do all this before Stroud gets his
payday.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree. Hopefully they do that, man. Gentlemen, anything else?
Nope.
Yeah.